Hi, it's Natalie from VidVersity, and I've got Melanie Haydon here from the Haydon Effect, who works in organisational development. And it struck me, Melanie, we've been doing a few working projects together, and it struck me there's a lot of models and things you refer to in change management and change that really resonate in the learning space, because really what learning is changing someone, taking them from one place to another.
Yeah.
So the first one we spoke about was the breakthrough model, which we'll put a link to if you want access to it. But can you just sort of tell me what it is, and I'll sort of join the dots for education?
Sure. So the breakthrough model is a wonderfully simple, but with a lot of complexity behind it, model that was developed by Judith Rosenblum. And what the core of it is, and the reason why I like it, is because it talks about having to understand what the current reality is, what your destination is, and have some, exactly that clarity around each of those points, and then look at what capabilities are required. So what is the gap between the current reality and the destination? What do you require to get there? And how are you going to measure it? So what are the staged objectives to be able to know that you're on your way? The other thing that part of this model that I like is it talks about there being a number of different stages to the change. And what we see a lot is people wanting to go right from dot to transformational change straight away. What is really important is to be able to identify what are the incremental changes, what are the small changes that can be made before you go on to substantial and then the transformational change. And to be able to use this model as a guide is very, very helpful in not only understanding what the change process is, but how you're going to get there and how you're going to measure it, and also how to place your expectations around the timelines of that.
Yeah, and I just thought that was really interesting, because education is very much about scaffolding. It's building on that, so that incremental change is really important, but often it's hard to articulate that, and I just thought this model really helps simplify it, because that's what I love about a model. It just strips it back and says, these are the steps. Everything I've always found in life is easier if there's a bit of a process around it.
Yes.
And so thanks very much. So that's the breakthrough model. It's the process of, on our way to a destination, what capabilities do you require, but also breaking it down into those three stages. So, and as I said, we'll give more details if you want access to the model.